Hi folks, and welcome back to Vintage Story, and this is my new little house. It's going quite well. Now, last episode I had a small problem, and it was that I could not plant my, where are they, here we are, bell pepper seeds. And I went away and I found out, and annoyingly, they've disabled bell pepper seed. When it went from release candidate 4 into stable, they disabled the planting of bell pepper seeds. I don't know why. They're going to add them back in at some point. So the seeds are all there, but you can't plant them yet. So at least that solves that problem. And it wasn't, at least I was worried that it's going to be a bug in my save, and I was going to have to start a whole new one. So that's acceptable for now. I would accept that. Let's put some of these things away. I do need to get a pot for downstairs too. Let's get some of this away. Let's put that away. I want one of these to put spare tools on. Let's pop it. Let's pop it here. There we go. So we put the hoe there, and that can go there. So that's good. I found that in a ruin. That was a really good find. So what I would really like to do, I don't know why I've got that, but that's going to come handy later. And I've got that. What I would really like to do is I would very much like to do some prospecting and just see what we've got in the local area, so we can find anything good. Just make sure, just put that there and just make sure this is working. It looks a bit bright, but I think this is because I've got a lamp up there. And the rest, let's see, how's that looking? Oh, that's good food. Oh, so I'll take these with me and I can eat those along the way. That's still going for 3 odd years. Good, okay. So I am going to see what we've got in here. So a bit of brown cob. Let's put that there. And we're going to make it out of this. There we go. We're running low on all of those things. So yeah, I'm going to make a pro pick and I'm going to see what we've got. Next thing I'm going to do, I think probably next episode, is to set this out properly so I can start setting up my get all my moulds ready. I don't have any moulds, couldn't bring any moulds with me. It's growing nicely, that's good. I think I stuck the coal, I don't know. Let's have a look. Oh yeah. It's not very nice though, is it? Keep it in there. Where did I put this up there? Hammer. Not too bad. Awesome. Pro pick is, where is it? No, it's a scythe. That's not that one. Why can't I see it? Because my brain is still there. Found it. let's start here and get ourselves a... Okay, so what I'm going to do, so we've got native copper, which is kind of cool, quite high, so I'm going to follow that and see where we go, and some sphalerite as well, which is zinc. Yeah, make zinc, which is also handy, but we need the bismuth to go with it. So yeah, I'm just going to do that for a little bit, and then we'll see what we get. Okay, so we've done quite a lot of prospecting there, and I can hopefully speed that up. And then we can have a little look. So let's have a little review and take some tools as well. Running low on tin bronze, but the key thing is, let's have a little look at this. So this is a really useful mod. I don't think I've got it in. I'll make sure I pop it in the description actually. I don't think the link is in there. But it just basically tells you where each of the chunks are. So each of these chunks has its own set of statistics for generating ore. So I did this little square here first around my house, and I found some high copper and sphalerite, and you can see that first of all we look for the high, and then we can use the numbers to kind of tell us which direction to go. So if we follow, so look at native copper 21.1, it's not percent, it's per mil, so per thousand. 21.3, so that's increasing, and that goes down there 20.4, and this way it goes down again, and then this way, oops, so it goes 24.3, 25.4, and then down to 23. And then if you check either side of that, we found, so this square here is a local maximum on the ore generation map. So this, in all of these squares here, has the highest chance for some copper to spawn. Very high chance, 25.4 per mil chance to. So if we go and dig here, we should find copper. Not guaranteed, but it's a pretty good chance. So that was copper. I didn't chase the sphalerite, although let's just have a quick look. Yeah, it goes very high there, high. Yeah. So actually the sphalerite is pretty much following. That goes a bit higher there. So if we dig here, we'll probably find sphalerite as well. Since we're digging there for copper anyway, that's fine. So then along here, because I was first following the, what was I following here? I was checking the copper, and then yeah, so checking the copper there and found bismuthinite, and that kind of increases along there, but it increases quite small amounts. So then I went a bit further over. So we're very poor there, and we're very poor there, but less poor. So somewhere in the middle there, we'll probably find some bismuthinite, a local peak. So we'll check that another time. But then we started finding cassiterite, so that's tin. And going down that way, it kind of started to tail off, so it's very poor. And we've got decent, high, high. And then I followed it that way, and it kept staying about high. Decent was that way. Can't remember. Oh, I got confused. That's why I went that way further than I meant to. Although we've got, yeah, we're starting to push for the bismuthinite again. So actually, that's quite high there. So high is probably more closer to here-ish. So we'll try that up there. Can't remember when I went up there. I think I went there first before I did something else. But anyway, that didn't really tell me very much. And then along here, so we've got very high cassiterite chances along here, which starts to dip here. So here we've got sort of somewhere in between. It doesn't tell us. I'm guessing that it's a second decimal place difference between these three. It doesn't actually show it in the report, which is a bit annoying. So we've got high there, and it stays very high going up there. So I'm tempted to kind of do this whole section here until we find the decent on the other side of it, because there might be a, I think it's ultra high. It's unlikely though, but there's so many squares here that we're very got a very high chance to find cassiterite. So that's tin, and then over here, so just sort of starting to kind of push out into the wild. So that's what we've got around us. Obviously, we found a copper node, a surface copper node as well whilst we were up, so that was helpful. And that keeps us in the Bronze Age without too much difficulty. But what I do want to do is start trying to find some kind of iron ore, so either limonite or hematite, or I think magnetite. I think there's 3 different types, and they're all produce some iron so we can move into the next age. It's been going for quite a while now. We did start to find some in the old place, but it was really difficult to pin down. So what I'll start doing is I'll start sort of doing like one there, and then so on a bigger sort of grid, sort of pushing out, and then actually I'll probably go over here and do some over there because it's a different biome, so it's got a different, I'm guessing, different than that. We've got sort of a couple of different biomes. We can go quite a way away from home, so that's what we'll do shortly. But first I want to go, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go dig this one out, so we need to make some more tools because my pickaxe is nearly broken, and I need to get a new shovel, so I'm going to need to make some more tools to get that going. But other than that, it's a fairly successful, if you know, not the most exciting, action-packed episode. But we've started to get a feel. I feel a lot more confident using that pro pick now, and actually working out what's going on. And they're nearly ready. Look at that, that's amazing. We'll also need to do bees, so bees will be shortly. But yeah, aside from that, I think we're doing all right. Nice little space. It's a shame. I was really hoping to find. Yeah, look at that. Plenty of copper. I was really hoping to find iron sort of first go. But it's obviously a little bit more evasive. But anywho, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next episode.